pitch strike. 0-1 on Clayton. Hope you enjoyed all the action today on FS in New York. Doubleheader baseball. Mets 1 out away from a sweep. And then it's off to the Bay Area. Back to Stanton. This should do it. And it does. Mets win. The Mets sweep a doubleheader here at Coors Field in Colorado. Don't forget that guy. He tied it up, and that guy won it. Eric Valent hit a 3-2 fastball over the right center field fence to tie the ball game up. And then in the 9th inning, young David Wright, with Richard Hidalgo on the sax, came to the plate and hit a slider into the left center field bleachers, and smiles all around, especially for a 21-year-old third baseman, David Wright. So Mike Stanton gets the victory. What a day it's been for the New York Mets. They sweep a doubleheader, and we'll be back.
Baseball has been brought to you by Jeep. Trail-rated capability, only in a Jeep 4x4.
Well, it was a wild one, the nightcap of this split doubleheader. The Mets sweeping the doubleheader, winning the second game 4-2. Mike Stanton, the winning pitcher. And Keith, our Jeep game summary, Toyota game summary.
Well, Joe McEwing had to leave the game with a leg injury, trying to turn a double play. We don't know the extent of that injury. Valent pinch hit, 8th inning home run to tie. Looper ejected in retaliation to J.D. Klosser, the catcher, who took out McEwing, and David Wright, the rookie, 2-run home run in the top of the 9th, and that was the deciding runs. 4-2 final, and the Mets are tied with the Phillies for third.
And we'll be back at you. Next game is Monday against the San Diego Padres from Shea Stadium at 7 p.m. start. And for Keith Hernandez and Matt Laughlin, I'm Fran Healy. Now stay tuned for the New York Stock Exchange postgame report coming up next on FSN New York. Welcome back to Coors Field in Denver, Colorado. Time now for our New York Stock Exchange post-game show. That's the final score, second game of this twin bill. Mets on top of the Rockies 4-2, and Mike Stanton got the win, but it was a wild ball game, especially late in this game. But let's go back early and take a look at some of the highlights, Keith.
Well, we're going to go back into the 6th inning, and this is the Leiter trying to get out of the jam here. David Wright makes the diving play. Throw takes the Zeal off the bag. A run winds up scoring. And this was the big play on this double play. J.D. Klosser, the catcher, takes out McEwing, and McEwing has to leave the game. We hope it was his knee, and we don't know the extent of that injury.
And that created some bad blood during the course of this ball game. But the Mets got some solid hitting and some solid pitching, and let's review some of the heroics in this ball game.
Well, the Eric Valent pinch hit home run in the 8th inning. Mets down a run, 3-2 count. What's he do? Hits it right to his teammate, Braden Looper. Tie ball game, 2-2. Mets are back in it.
So Eric Valent tied the ball game up, but still some fireworks left in the ball game because Braden Looper, who caught the ball in the bullpen, came in the ball game.
Well, he came in the ball game, of course, and Klosser did come up to the plate, and what happened? First pitch. If you're going to hit him and retaliate, you hurt my guy's knee, well, we got you in the knee. And there's Art Howe. There's an ejection. I felt it should have been a warning, but he was immediately thrown out of the game, and Art Howe was not ejected, and Batalico came in and finished the inning.
And there were 2 outs when they did hit the young catcher with the Rockies. Of course, the heroics late in the ball game, a young 21-year-old third baseman with Richard Hidalgo on base. It's all about David Wright.
Well, he makes up for the error that cost the second run and gets a hanging slider there off a tough right-hand submariner Steve Reed. The game-winning home run, 2-run shot. That's the final score, 4-2.
So David Wright had, well, I guess it was a bad play we showed you early in the 6th inning, but then he came back and He hit the heck out of that baseball. Hit a slider, hit it over the left field fence, and the Mets go on and sweep the doubleheader. They'll be off to San Francisco right after this postgame show, and we'll be back in just a moment.
The New York Stock Exchange postgame.
They sweep a doubleheader. Final score in the second game, 4-2. Heroics provided in the 9th inning by a young third baseman, Keith.
Well, David Wright here, a very impressive at-bat for him off a tough submariner, as we said. Stays in there, gets the hanging slider. That's the difference in the game.
And when you're the hero, you get to talk to Matt Lachlan. So let's go downstairs to Matty. Matty?
All right, guys, thanks very much, David. You come up with the big home run here.
I hit my ball way harder than hit his ball.
You did give it a drive, but you hit it to the deepest part of the ballpark.
When you get old.
Well, the game belongs to the young, and smile on your face. And hey, when a team sweeps, everyone's going to have a smile on their face.
Oh, absolutely. You know, team's been playing very well lately. And I mean, I'm glad to just be a part of that and help the team win.
Now, in your at-bat, and actually in the entire sequence of at-bats that Reed was throwing, he was hanging a lot of pitches. He hung one in the previous pitch to you. What are you thinking there?
You know, I got a chance to face him the first night we were here. And, you know, so I saw what he has. We have great scouting reports. Talked to Don Baylor about it. You know, just kind of went up there looking for a slider because he was throwing a lot of them, and just missed the first one, and fortunately, you know, hung one, and I put a good swing on it.
Now, what happened on the first one, and did you have to make an adjustment to be a little more patient on the second?
I think so. I think I got a little too big the first time. Got a little out of my element instead of nice and easy, just kind of try to muscle up, but, you know, made the adjustment, and you know, the second one felt nice and easy.
And it went a long way. What's that feeling like?
It's the best feeling in the world as far as I'm concerned. You know, half the time you don't even remember running around the base pass because, you know, in my opinion, there's nothing better than in sports than hitting a home run.
All right, David, thanks very much for your time. Congratulations.
Thank you very much. Appreciate
David Wright joining us here as the Mets sweep this day-night doubleheader, and Cliff Floyd honing in a little bit too. Fellas, upstairs to you guys.
All right, Matty, their stock is on the rise is brought to you by the New York Stock Exchange, and it's all about David Wright. Game-winning 2-run home run in the 9th inning. He's going to put up some big numbers before he's done with the New York Mets. Stay with us. Matty will be back right after these messages.